Hello, this is the promised Brightline extension that goes from Miami to Savannah. About half of this is already planned and basically guaranteed to happen right up to just before Orlando Airport. After that, this is all speculation and you cannot completely count on it. Sort of like the All Aboard Erie proposal. So let's start at Miami Central. But first, let's touch down at Miami International Airport. Now from here you have several options. You can take the tram, that's one of the options. And the tram will take you to Hialeah Market. And from there, you can just walk a few blocks to Arlington Heights. And from there, you can take the Tri-Rail out to Government Center, which is the location of Miami Central Terminal, the station that we have. The reason why I mentioned the airport is because it's a very big airport, major airport, and many people from other countries and from outside of the U.S., like from Savannah or Meridia or Nassau, will come into Miami, or Freeport will come into the station, and to get around, they'll use that connector, that series of connections to get to Miami Central Terminal. Reason why it's a terminal is because it's not a through station, because no trains go south of here into the Florida Keys, because there simply isn't enough demand to warrant creating such a marvelous, and when I say marvelous, I mean full of marvel, full of awe, such a marvelous engineering marvel that would cost billions of dollars. So we go north on the existing Brightline track that trains are already going down right now as we speak. There's not very much we can do, even up to Fort Lauderdale and West Palm Beach, because this is too densely populated to curve straighten. There are very straight segments, but in between them, there are severe curves, and because of that, I don't think that the train will be able to go very fast. At most, like half of its speed, even north of Fort Lauderdale all the way to Jupiter. But then, from there on, there is a lot of curve straightening that can happen. But not much is necessary. And we continue through Roseland, Palm Bay, all on already planned alignment that is guaranteed to happen and ain't speculation, all the way out to Cocoa. And this is even after it leaves FEC track. It continues to be guaranteed because it was promised that it would follow Route 28, the Beach Line Expressway. From here, it's speculation. Right now, the trains are supposed to go here. Orlando is a pretty big problem. Right now, trains are supposed to end at the airport. Now, that would connect to Epcot, Disney, and all those places, but here's something else that would happen. All these people would have to take Sunrail all the way down here before they could get onto the train. All the people that live in Orlando. So I decide to continue following I-578. Now here's where the speculation starts. And then open a tunnel up to Pine Castle, and there is South Orlando Station, which, believe it or not, is an express stop on the trains that go from Savannah to Miami. And the reason why is because, same reason why they had to stop here, is because all of these theme parks would be able to have buses that extend out to this station. So we continue north to Edgewood. Here's Orlando Central Station, definitely an express stop, no matter what. And then we continue northward on the I-4 median. And the reason why is because we don't want to blind the suburbia with concrete. On the subject of NIMBYs, never in my backyard, a true NIMBY, I agree with them. No one should really the last resort of any high-speed rail project, the last resort should be to demolish homes. On the subject of this area, the Treasure Coast, the quote, NIMBYs, unquote, that are there, which is actually mislabeled, they aren't NIMBYs. No one knows what they're complaining about, and the reason why is because this track, all of it, everything from Miami Central northwards, actually existing track, and even out to here, it follows an existing right-of-way of a freeway. And so does it north of this tunnel, which is also made to avoid demolishing homes. Because of what I just said, it follows existing rail line, and then existing I-4 right-of-way, and then existing FEC right-of-way again. There is nothing to complain about, is the point, on this corridor. This corridor is already built, and they've been able to live with it for years and years and years. So really, NIMBY, never in my backyard, is just an excuse and misinformation, because the leaders of this, which want short-haul flights from Miami to Orlando and from Miami to Tampa to reign supreme, and this makes me furious, misinformed people on the Treasure Coast to think that this is a completely new alignment that's going to demolish homes. And you know what? It isn't, because it uses existing tracks. Even the curve straightening that I did is made with an intention of avoiding demolishing properties. So they are not NIMBYs. They are people that are simply spouting propaganda that has been fed to them by the leaders of these organizations like Citizens Against Rail Expansion so they are not NIMBYs. True NIMBYs, who I agree with, because they are simply spouting what has been fed to them by the airlines, who don't want their business hurt. So we continue north through the suburbia of Orlando, and then we go on to a slightly new alignment that was made sure not to hit a few residential communities right here. And then, after following a Route 92, we plunge into a tunnel that goes through Rosella Park, Daytona Gardens, Deepsland, and central Daytona Beach. And halfway through that tunnel, right here, there's a regional station for Daytona Beach because it's a pretty large area. And there are people from these towns that would commute to that station. Well, these people would probably commute to the Cocoa station, but from these towns, like this, they would probably commute to the Daytona Beach station. Now, Webbio, who has already done something similar to this, would say that we should go this way, but I think that we should do city center because Webbio himself does not like, and I don't either, all these places where Amtrak doesn't put the station in the city center, which is almost as bad as the airlines. The airlines do a very similar thing. So then we continue north. A major curve cutting right here, but no viaducts required. Then we go through here and continue along FEC track. St. Augustine Station right here. We continue along FEC track. This is very likely going to be used, by the way. We continue north on FEC track right to here. Near Convention Center is going to be Jacksonville Station. Then we plunge into a tunnel, a small tunnel, but it stays a tunnel as it goes north along the I-95 alignment, and then it continues to be a tunnel, and then it becomes a viaduct that is attached, whose gridders are set upon I-95 right of way, the median of I-95, and then we continue northwards into Georgia, and right up here, we join Amtrak track, but briefly. Then we diverge. Then we go into a tunnel under 516 and under the ACL Boulevard. And we continue along the tunnels to Savannah Station. Now, Savannah Station is not going to be a grand terminal. It's just going to be in the middle, on the side of the street, there's going to be a sign that says Savannah Station, Savannah High-Speed Station. And you walk down a long staircase that just zigzags like this until you reach way below all of these basements, and then you go into the tunnel, which has been dug very deep into the ground. You go way down there, and that's where the trains are going to stop. And it's going to continue in a tunnel across the Savannah River eventually when we extend this. And then it will go like this. And it will join I-95 again. Anyway, this is Mobility Project signing out.